opportunity to stand.
On their native land, though tribes and tongues may differ, in brotherhood we stand. Nigerians are proud to serve a sovereign motherland. Our flag shall be a symbol that truth and justice reign. In peace and battle, honor, and this we count as gain. To order to our children, a banner without stain. God of all creation, like this our request. Help us to build a nation where no man is oppressed. And so with peace and plenty, Nigeria may be blessed.
On Nigeria's Independence Day, students from Greenhill School paid a courtesy visit to the office of social commentator and humanitarian par excellence, Anoluwapo Oseni, for an enlightening journey into the nation's history. The engaging session began with Mr. Oseni warmly welcoming the pupils and sharing insightful stories about Nigeria's path to independence. It delved into the country's rich cultural heritage, highlighting the struggles and triumphs of national heroes who fought tirelessly for freedom. To further immerse the students in Nigeria's history, Mr. Oseni screened captivating documentaries, including inspirational music videos celebrating Nigerian unity and resilience, educational cartoons illustrating key events leading to independence, historical footage showcasing the nation's progress. The informative session was punctuated with refreshing breaks, allowing students to recharge and socialize while enjoying delightful refreshments. Through this enriching experience, Greenhill School pupils gained a deeper understanding of Nigeria's independence struggle and the significance of this national day. Mr. Oseni's passion for Nigerian history and culture ignited a sense of patriotism and responsibility among the young minds.
Yeah, hello, how are you? Okay, good morning, pupils.
Good morning, sir. You are blessed.
You're blessed as well. So, my name is Anoluwapo, and I'm very pleased to have you here. You are very much welcome. So, I want to wish you a happy independence. Or who can tell us what is happening today? Who can tell us what is happening today? Okay. Somebody said independence. Okay. So we are marking Nigeria's independence. So before I get started, I want to know your names, eh? So what is your name?
Akínsọ́lá Eniola.
Akínsọ́lá Eniola. What is your name? Omoni Enam. What is your name?
David Okpara.
David Okpara. What's your name?
Darasimi Balogun.
Darasimi Balogun. What's your name? Olabukunmi. What's your name? John Samson. What's your own name? Adebambo. What's your own name? Ayola. What's your own name?
My name is Abdul Latif.
Abdul Latif. You? Abu Faith.
Your name?
What's your name? Okay. Adebi Yefsiba. What's your name? Farouk. What's your name?
Tiwa. What's your name?
Tiwaluluwa. What's your name?
Oluwa.
Usman, Faridat, what's your name? Ojetola. You are very much welcome. Eh? So, today, I want to teach you, and I want to tell, in fact, I want to remind you because you have been taught already. I want to remind you about how Nigeria, your country, our country, got an independence. But before that, I want to tell you what independence is. Or who knows what independence is here? Anyways, let me tell you. So independence means when you're free from something. Who, you know, at home you see some children, some people they are learning mechanic. Yes or no? After some years, you see they do freedom. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Or you have not seen people they tell you, move freedom, I want to do freedom. Do you usually hear it?
Yes, sir.
So freedom is somehow related to independence. So that means you have been doing something over and over. You have not graduated. So now when you get to primary 5 or basic 5 as it's being called today, do you graduate or not? So that graduation you can relate it to independence. Do you hear that?
Yes, sir.
When you are in nursery 2, from nursery 2 you do graduation and get to the next level, which is what class is next? Yes, primary 1, isn't it?
Yes,
That
sir.
means you have graduated to the next level. So some way, somehow, it is like independence. So now, let's now go back. How many of you have heard of the word olden Nigeria? I just want to teach you for 1 minute, then I'll start teaching you about what you need to know about your country, how beautiful Nigeria is, the struggles we had before independence. But I just need you to know that there are a lot of very, very important Nigerians all over the world, of which this woman that sang this song was among. So I say you respond. Are you there? Nigeria,
Nigeria,
my beloved country.
my beloved country.
Nigeria,
Nigeria,
my beloved country.
my beloved country.
Our future
Our future
is you and me.
is you and me.
So the future of Nigeria is you and me. They will say the leaders of tomorrow. When you grow up, you start having children. That means you've entered the future when you grow up. So the future of Nigeria is everybody here. Do you understand? Future means tomorrow. It's not the tomorrow you can see. Not tomorrow, Tuesday. Tomorrow, when you grow big, when you now have your own car, when you cannot pay your own children's school fees as well. That is the future we are talking about. When you cannot decide on your own. When you cannot be giving your parents money. That's the future we are talking about. You know that you get to that stage too. There was the time you were 5 years old, isn't it? There was the time you were 2 years old. There was the time you were 1 year old, isn't it? So now, you didn't know, but you might not be able to remember then, but in the nearest future, you'll be 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So in the future, that means you have not become the future of Nigeria. So now, let me now tell you about the history of Nigeria. Over 100 years ago, 100 years ago, how many of us has a father or a mother that's 100 years here? Is your mother up to 100 years? Okay, your mother is 100 years old. That's it. Tell me the truth. You go. How do you know? Do you know your mommy's age? Is your mommy up to 100 years? So nobody's parents is 100 years yet. Okay, your mom is 100 years. So many, many years ago, our great-grandfather were doing things by themselves. They go to farms, they have their businesses, some of them rear cattle, some of them have modern businesses, some of them are gold miners, they mine gold. You know, we have gold in Nigeria. Some of them are farmers, big-time farmers, some of them they are traders. So they were doing their businesses, nobody came to disturb them. They were doing their businesses, some of them are fishermen. But before you know, some people now came from London, from Portugal, fact, it was people from Portugal that came first. What did they now do? They were not doing businesses with Nigeria. They were trading in palm oil. They were trading in what we have. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
I will ask you questions. So before when Nigeria got our independence, some people came, white men. They were different from us. They had different colors. You know people they call Igbo? They call them white people. They are Europeans. So they came to Nigeria through the sea. Because then there was nothing like aeroplane. They came through the sea, started doing business with our forefathers. In the olden days, they would buy palm oil from us. They would come, they would buy our agricultural produce, they would take it to their place, they would give us something in return. Then there was nothing like money, they would exchange it with us. They buy palm oil, they can give us clothes. They call it trade by barter then. So along the line, we were doing businesses together. Some of us, our parents do businesses, yes or no? Some of us, our parents are selling clothes. Am I right? Some of you, your parents are selling shoes. Some of you, your parents are going to the office. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So then, we also do our old fathers and mothers, they were doing businesses too. So, nobody was disturbing them. But before you know it, all these white men now came. For our independence, they came, they now started doing what? They now started taking our parents, our aunties, our uncles, those old people, they will take them, they will put chains in their hands, they will take them to London and be using them as servants. You know who a servant is? They're using them as slaves. Some of you call them omodo. How many of you can speak Yoruba here? Do you know what omodo is?
Yes, sir.
You know what omodo is? Something that is more terrible than omodo was what they were using our parents for them. So after then, our forefathers said, no, we don't want this. You cannot come to our country and be taking us. We have our business, we have our money. You now use us to be doing slaves over there, taking us as slaves. So they now say, no, they don't want it again. Then they now came to an agreement that, okay, we will not be taking you as slaves again. They now came here, by all of them, they now came here, they now started ruling us. They now have a governor. Who knows the name of the governor of Lagos State? What's the name of the governor of Lagos State? A round of applause for the name.
A round of applause. Oh no.
So we did not came to our country and be ruling us like they were not governing us. They now have a governor that is ruling over us. Meanwhile, somebody like their president was not in Nigeria. Her name she goes by the name Queen Elizabeth. So she was in the United Kingdom then. So she now had people that were ruling Nigeria. So those people that were ruling Nigeria, they were controlling Nigeria. Are you listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So they were controlling Nigeria. They would be the one to tell our people, okay, go to this place, go to that place. Don't go here, don't go there. Join the army, don't join the army. So while they were doing that, see, we don't like it. They now brought Western education. But before they brought their own Western education, we have our own system of education. It's not that we were not educated. We were also educated. We have our own system of education. So they brought their own Western education to Nigeria. They brought their own hospitals too. We also have our way of taking care of ourselves. We have our own hospitals too in Africa. It might not be it might not be the same with their own, but we have the way we treat ourselves. We have our own hospitals too in Africa. So they introduce their own system of rule to Africa, to Nigeria. Are you there? So I want you to understand this very well. What we did before we gained our independence. You know, it is our country. Some people from outside of Nigeria, they came to Nigeria and started ruling us. Is it supposed to be so? We are the ones that are supposed to be ruling ourselves, yes or no?
Yes.
That's how it's supposed to be, but people from outside, they're not ruling us. But it is not good. So when I say that we will not do this again, we will not allow this. So this one of our grandparents will stand up to you and say, no, go to your country, we don't want you. Another person will stand up, go, we don't want you. So they now say that these people really they don't want us again. What do we do? And if we should go to our country, we don't really have natural resources, we don't have gold, we don't have oil, but we still want to be controlling them here. So what do we do? So they now say, okay, we will not be we'll give these people independence, but we'll be ruling them indirectly. But before they give us independence, they now they selected some of our leaders. You know, in Nigeria, we have the Igbos, we have the Hausas, and we have the Yorubas that are from the three major ethnic groups in Nigeria. So let me tell you what an ethnic group is. Are you there? Are you here? Can you hear me?
Yes.
So an ethnic group, I am looking for how to explain it to you, but where are you from? Which state are you from? What language do you speak? You speak Yoruba. Which state are you from? You. Which state are you from? Anambra. What language do you speak? Igbo. Who is outside here? Who's from Edo State here? Who's from Cross River? Calabar. Okay. What language do you speak, please? Ethiopia. What language do you speak in your state? Obutu. So we have those people so you are from the Yoruba ethnic group. He's from the Igbo ethnic group. So we have people from the Hausa ethnic group. We have the Fulani. You've heard of Fulani before?
Yes.
What did they do?
They kill us.
Alright. The Fulanis.
Yes, man.
Alright. So the Fulani people, they don't do that. Okay. The few among them that are bad that do that. They don't kill. But there are some bad people. Every tribe has a bad person. So they rear cattle. Cattle are cows. So they rear cows. They rear, some of them, a few of them rear goats, but majorly they rear cows. The Igbo people, what do? They do business. The Yoruba people, they are farmers. Majorly. I'm talking about the olden days. So that was what we were doing in Nigeria before these people came. So, like I was saying, we have different ethnic groups. And we have over 250 ethnic groups in Nigeria. That means, as we have Yoruba, we have Ibibio, we have Igbo, we have Efik, we have Idoma, we have Tiv, we have Anogo. So we have different people in Nigeria. So there are 250 ethnic groups, and we speak over 500 languages in Nigeria. So that means we are we have different cultures in Nigeria. Do you understand? Yes. So we're not saying, no, we don't want these people to come and be ruining us again. We don't want you to come and be ruining us again. What do?
We fight.
We fight, but it's not that we're going to be fighting them like this. You know what protest is? There's a protest that we have to. Protest means you say, no, I don't want this thing again. We don't want. We no go agree, we no go agree. You have heard it before. See, so where plenty people will stand and say, no, we are not doing again. That's what we call protest. So our forefathers, our old parents, our old grandfathers and grandmothers, they now started fighting these people. So you have to leave our country. We want to rule ourselves. How many of you know Awolowo? You've heard of Awolowo before? Who Awolowo is? Obafemi Awolowo. He's one of our old grandparents, our forefathers. So what he did with other people like Anthony Enahoro, so what he did was Now met these white people. They said, see you, we want you to leave our country. We are bold enough, we are confident enough, we have the capacity to rule ourselves, to control ourselves. So what do? They now told you to please leave our country. Our parents said, you have to leave our country. You have to leave our country. We can do it by ourselves. We have to leave our country. So the people now agreed to leave. That was when Nigeria now had her independence. That was October 1st, 1960. October 1st, 1960. Yes. So apparently Nigeria is 64 years old. 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 So that was how Nigeria got independent, because they believe that yes, we are old enough, we can rule ourselves, leave us alone. Don't come and be disturbing us. We can rule ourselves, don't come and be disturbing us. That was how Nigeria became independent. They said, okay, we have oil, we have gold, we have tin, we have coal. Leave us alone, let us do our thing by ourselves. Do you still allow your mommy to take your bath for you? You bathe yourself, right? That means you are not independent in that area. You can now take a bath by yourself, right? That was what our forefathers were fighting for, something like that. Leave us alone. We need our independence. Leave us alone. Don't bath for us again. We want to do it by ourselves. Don't feed us again. That is what independence means. So that was how we got our independence. So I just want you to understand what independence is. So in view of this, I want to ask just one question for one person. Just one question. When did Nigeria get her independence?
October 1st, 1960.
A round of applause for him. Farida, when did Nigeria gain her independence?
October 1st, 1960.
A round of applause for her.
Taught their children how to farm, hunt, protect their lands and waters. Mother, are they white men and women? I asked. No, Ada. They are just like you and I. They were our forefathers. Our forefathers? I asked. Yes, Mother said. I got so confused, but she said there were people from the white man's land. I asked Mother. I am coming to that. Mother replied. So, our forefathers taught their children how to farm, hunt, and protect their lands and waters. Mother continued. But something...
Apparently Nigeria is 64 years old. Nigeria is 64 years old. Nigeria is 64 years old. Nigeria is 64 years old.
City Stand.